All right, so as I was saying, today we'll be looking at support and resistance trading, and I'll only be showing you how to identify and properly mark support and resistance. I'll talk about how to enter trades using them later on in the lesson, not like in this particular one. Later on, whilst we move on, I'll come back there because we'll be using them along the way to identify certain things in the market. So based on that, I will explain a lot of things when we get there, and then I'll also show you how you can use them to make entries, or how you can use certain things that I'll be teaching you as we go ahead to make entries using support and resistance, so that you will not be taking trades with support and resistance as you used to do with the normal technical analysis that we all know. Okay, you should be able to uh, identify the market in a specific way from everybody else. Okay, so most of the time what I normally do is something I see is very obvious that everybody can see this thing, like even a beginner can see this thing. I don't go for trades from those areas. I look out for things that are around that area that I feel somebody's mind will not go there. Somebody will not take notice of that. Those are the things, kind of things I take a look at. The reason being that if you want to be an expert, okay, if you want to take your trading to a different level, then you should always aim to stand out from the others. You should always aim to stand out from the other traders. So that is one thing that you have to take notice of. Very, very important. You have to take notice of that. All right, so without wasting too much time, let's go to the chart, and then sorry, I will explain few things on the chart. Let's use this one. I have a setup on the other one, so let's use this one. Okay, so now if you remember, during the time I was explaining support and resistance, I talk about it being a boundary, okay, an upper boundary, and then a lower boundary. If you forgot, that is the horizontal one. Okay, now when we move from the horizontal one and we come to the dynamic, that is when we have something like this, and then like this, where price is moving in between. Okay, but then we come to the horizontal, that is where we have something. Sometimes it goes above, we go a little below, do something like this. Okay, so you see something like this, and it will be happening between 2 points like that. All right, let me hide this one. Okay, so you see certain movements like this. Okay, sometimes it overlaps the zones. Okay, sometimes it overlaps the zones in this manner. Sorry, sometimes it overlaps the zones in this manner. Okay, so sorry, so what we are going to do is we will be looking at how to mark this. Okay, and then how to mark these types also in the market. These ones also, you see movements like this, touch the boundary, then touch the lower boundaries, movement up, touch, okay, could overlap, and then move down again. All right, okay, so I always tell my students that when you are, let me clear these drawings, when you want to mark support and resistance, the first thing you have to do is this. Okay, you have to change the chart from candlestick or bar chart to line chart. Okay, so we have three different types of what charts. We have the candlestick chart, we have the bar chart, we have the line chart. We have others like the hollow candle chart and others, but the three major ones that are commonly used is the bar chart, the candlestick chart, and the line chart. Okay, so mostly I like using the line chart because I want to avoid manipulations, which are the wicks, because I'll use the wicks in a different way. But then first of all, I want to use the open and the close of the candles to mark my levels. Okay, then the wicks will help me to get the zone. Okay, the zone area. So first of all, I'm changing this guy. Sorry. I would like to change this guy to line chart. I'll come and click. Oh, okay, so this is trading view. All right. As we go on, I'll show you how you use the MetaTrader 5 also to do this. But today I'm using trading view. So you come to this session here, they say candles, you click on it. There you can see we have bar charts, candlestick chart, hollow candles chart, line chart. That is what we are looking for. So you click on it. You change it to this. All right. Now, I love to do things close to price. All right. And one thing you need to know is we are looking at the turning points. All right. We are looking at the turning points. Sorry, I'm admitting some people. We are looking at the turning points in the market. All right. Those are the turning points are our resistance and how they call it, and support levels. All right. So the upper area here are the what? The upper sections are the resistance, the lower sections are the what? Are the support. Now, this is where price is currently at. This is the current area for price. So we will move up and look left. Okay. So I always move up and I look left. So over here I can see an area of what? Support tend to resistance, a support area that was flipped into what? Into resistance. Okay, so it is close to price, which means that price can easily react there. And this mostly I like to mark support and resistance levels on either weekly, monthly, or daily. Minimum H4. Okay, that is if I want to trade support and resistance. All right. So now I'll pick my trend line, and then now I'll look at this area. I need at least 2 points, okay, to confirm my resistance or support level. So here I can see 1, 2 over here, so I can just mark this, and then all I need is to wait for the third movement to what? To come back here, and I will see the reaction that will occur before I take the trade. But then, as I said, you look at that in a different video. Then I'll now come. This is price. I want to draw support. This is price here. So I'll look at, I'll move down and look left, all right, to see which turning point is close to that level. And this is the turning point that is close to that level. Now what I need to do here is to see, right now you can see this is just 1 point, but I will look further left to see if I have another point colliding with that. And you can see we have this point here colliding with here. So all I do is I take my trend line, or you can take the horizontal line and then you mark that point. Okay, so you can either use the trend line or the horizontal line, so that if you don't want to be doing too much, just place it there. I think let's use the horizontal line to do this. So we place it here, and then this also here. All right, but this immediate 2 turning points are what we are looking at, and here also this immediate 2 turning points are what we are looking at. So we can see that on the daily time frame, price is between this resistance and this support level. All right, that is all we need here. But now what I normally do is I look for at least 2 to 3 areas. Okay, so we can see another point is here. All right, so we don't know further down if we have other turning points. So you can squeeze your chart. So if I place this horizontal here, you can see it is colliding with this point at this far left. So that is our second point. So okay, it means we have this resistance also here formed. All right, and then we have another one here, which is this turning point. We can place it and see, do we have another colliding with it? Not exactly over here, we cannot see it fully. If I'm not very clear, I normally just ignore, but then you can see. All right, I just spot another one. This support, it has been flipped, it turned to resistance. So yes, we have 2 points, so that is also confirmed. Now let's look at that of the support. We have this, the next one. So let's see if we have another one that will collide. Yeah, so we have a point here that coincides with this one over here. Okay, all right, so I think with the support, these two is enough, or you can add this one here, which coincide with this point. So they are the two immediate point that we are looking to trade from. All right, so let's now change. Okay, let me lock these lines so that they will not be moving. Then so once you are done with this, you change back to candlestick. So our job is done here with the what, with the line charts. Okay, so we now go to what, back to our candlesticks. Now that is where the next thing we are coming to do is very important. All right, now as I said, support and resistance is not just a single line. Okay, it's a zone, it's an area. Sorry, it's an area. So that is how we are going to what, we are going to draw it. So this is our first resistance area. Let me admit someone. All right, so this is our first resistance point. As you can see, the double bottom that we saw on the line chart, you see that if we were using candlestick to draw it, you won't see the double bottom here clearly. You understand? This is why I say you should change to what, to line chart. So those who miss this class, they might not get this concept if they don't rewatch. Because I realize a lot of you on the page, after I even upload the videos for you guys, you don't watch it. And these lessons are important for you to watch. Okay, so now you use this rectangular tool. Okay, this rectangular tool, then you take from the tip of your the wick, okay, to the end of the wick. So we just draw it like that to the end. So that is our resistance here. So it was one support, now turned to what, resistance. So we will be waiting for price to react in that area. Now this the second area we were looking at. So this wick to wick, and then it went backwards, but then this is enough for us. We can use this wick to the end there and move inwards like this. So even here you can see that the two resistance lines have, when you draw your zone, you can see that the two of them are on top of what, of each other. Okay, you can realize that the two of them are on top of each other. So that is one thing to what, to take notice of. All right, so once you are done, you can remove your horizontal lines. You don't need them anymore, so that your chart will not be what, will not be too nasty. Right, they are done with their job. You just delete them off. All right, so now when we come to the support also, you take from here to here. So with the third this thing too, you can draw the wicks over here. Okay, but as I said, it coincides with the other zone. So mostly you can draw the first one, then when you are trading, you put your SL maybe above that area. You get the point. So that is what you need to understand. Now let's look at this, that of the support. So in this case, we are learning how to mark these areas perfectly well. So somebody might mark support and resistance, you will see it, you think it is supply and demand, or IFC zone that the person has marked. So that is our first support area. This is the second one. Just like we had at the top here, you can see these two zones are merged into each other, because if we draw this, you can see it's merged into the other one as well. Okay, all right. Now the difference here is, though I draw this from just this second week, when we were looking for the turning point, we look for two equal turning points, don't forget. But here I am dealing with this right hand side. I don't want to go and draw the line far away. Already the horizontal line is telling me where I should draw my open from, and where I should close it at. All right, so I don't need to stretch it to the far end. It will make my chart not looking very nice. And then the third zone is the one here. All right, remember all these zones are on daily time frame. Okay, so now you can delete. Now you see here, you can see we have so many zones. That is why it's not advisable that once price does hit this zone, then you start buying. No, it's not. That is not how we do it. Once you do that, you realize that you'll be losing trades anyhow. You need to get some confirmation to be sure that, okay, this particular confirmation has been met, so I can take trade. Maybe they said allow the price to hit onto the zone, check for single candle, the single candle order block for entry, or check for change of character and use it to make your entry and all those stuff, or a flip to make your entry. All right, so you have to look out for those things before you make an entry. That is why confirmation is very good, but there are people who just enter the market because it is on a support or on a demand zone, and that is not right. Okay, so that is one thing we need to understand. Now, as you can see, we are done drawing that of the horizontal support and resistance points. Okay, so you can see the way I did it, and I'm sure you should be conversant and be able to do it on your own as well. Please, any question before I do that of the dynamic support and resistance? This is the how they call it, the horizontal support and resistance, but then let's look at the dynamic support and resistance. But before I do that, if you have any question concerning this one, you can ask. Please don't ask me questions concerning entry, because I said we will come there. Okay, today we are looking at how to draw it, but with the entry we will come there. We've not got, there are certain things we need to learn before we look at how to make entries. Please, any question as I check my trade? If you have any question, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, so if there's no question, let's continue. All right, so let me see if we can get some example for the dynamic. So with the dynamic also, we will be using the same concept in terms of the how they call it, in terms of using the line chart. Okay, let me check another pair. This one has not formed, and it is still like that. So let's see. Let me see if 100. Let's see 100. Okay, 100 have something like that. Not the perfect one that I'm looking for, but it's better. We can use it. So you change back to line chart as usual, and we are looking for two turning points. Okay, so this one I use the trend line in drawing it. So this and this guy, All right. Then the lower section, we have this guy and this guy. All right, so once you are done, change back to candlesticks. Okay, now people think trend lines are just single lines, but I tell people that yeah, that is the dynamic support and resistance. I tell people they are also zones. So now we drew from the turning point using the line chart. So now we will take the trend line again, and then we draw across the wick of the odd of the candles of the 2 point. So now anytime price comes in between this point and this point, you know that your trend line is still hot, is still valid, unless let's say price closes above. So let's say as price move down like this and did this, that, okay, if it closes above with candle body, and please listen with candle body, okay, and then decide to just retest back into the zone and go, that is the only time that you know your trend line or your dynamic support and resistance area has been what, has been violated. If not, once it is still within this space, or maybe just went a little above, it could just be it taking out liquidity. You just wait for the other confirmation that you need, and then you can take your trade. The same apply to the lower section here also. So as we can see, we have the little point. So here, this one, the zone area is what, is very small. So if price tap into it, as long as price is within the zone, but if you just do one single line, that is when once candles body closes below, you'll be like, oh, the zone has broken or something like that. This is not a very perfect example what I'm looking for. I didn't get it here, but as we move on, I'm sure I'll get the kind of example, because there are other pairs. I'll get the kind of example that I want, and I will make you to see what I'm talking about. Or maybe anytime I'm doing analysis myself and I come across such setups, let me change time frame and see any such setup, I'll I'll bring it to your notice. Okay, now still I'm not getting that exact this thing. Yeah, I'm still not getting that exact. All right, so these are the two ways of us marking. These are the ways we mark support and resistance, both dynamic and that of the horizontal support and resistance. So if you have any question, you can ask, because today's lesson is not very long, it's very just this short. So if you have any doubt or any other this thing, then you can ask your question and I'll answer you. So the uh, floor is open now for questions and answers.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, evening.
Okay, if we use the line chart, so how do we now use the week? Um, how do we use the week if the week is very long in taking our trade?
Yes, if the week is very long, that is why I said that the taking of trade, we will look using this one, we will look at it. There is something, is it that you know just allow, it's not like the, let's say for instance, we have some this long week here. So let's say the week is long like this candles week like this. Okay. You will not just let this thing enter now, then say it has entered the zone, so you start selling. No, there are some other confirmation we look out for before making entry. That's what I'm saying. We've not gotten to entry yet. When we get to entry, I'll talk about them.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yes, please. Please, any other question? Ellie, are you on the call?
Yes, please.
Are you still holding the 400 or you are out? The last time I
Okay.
came to the office that I did the analysis, you didn't pick the 100. I think that was last week.
No, please, I'm out of it.
Oh, okay. It's still falling.
Yes. Yeah, I'm out
All
of
right.
it.
Please, if there's no other question, then I'll end the lesson here. And you guys should be praying for my health to be fully restored so that we can move with thundering speed. If my health is restored, then likely we might meet like 3 times next week. Okay. If by the close of this week I'm strong,
Okay.
that means we will meet 3 times next week and the following week too.
Okay.
All right, guys.
No
Nice having you
worries.
on the call. See you
All
on
right.
Saturday. But my
Okay.
assignment, please.
All right.
And this assignment, I'll take it tomorrow by 6 p.m. I'll open the page for you guys for 30 minutes. I'll open the page so that you can drop it. Mark, take any 5 different charts and mark out support and resistance, either dynamic or horizontal, using the method that we've learned today. Please screenshot it. Tomorrow 6 p.m. I'll open the page early. If I forget, remind me. I'll open the page so that you guys will post your results. All
Okay.
right, have a nice evening, everybody.
Are we? Yeah,
All
I'm
right, sir.
marking
Okay,
with
sir.
the horizontal bar.